What about, I mean, I remember when the Corbyn stuff happened. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, how did that come about? And was that, do you think an artist even getting involved with Corbyn in any way, did that make a difference in the way that young people saw politics?
It's hard to know, like, how exaggerated the figures were, because there was very conflicting views on, like, oh, the youth vote has gone up by X amount, and then people were like, no, that's not there was lots of confusion over those figures. But I think prior to the Jeremy Corbyn and Jamie interview anyway, we'd seen so much engagement on social media with Stormzy and Novelist and Jamie particularly, among others, you know, talking about politics and why it was so important to vote. It was, you know, because of Brexit. So there was already a groundswell of awareness for young people via the artists that had already started speaking about it. And I think the Jeremy Corbyn interview just solidified something that was already there and sort of magnified it, because it was obviously so shared and talked about. The actual interview was, one of my colleagues at ID had the idea about pairing them, because we do think within conversation, we're like, oh, who can we put together and get chatting? And so someone had come up with that idea. And then one of my mates at work, Matthew, got hold of Jeremy Corbyn, and like on a Friday night at 7:00 was like, yeah, he wants to do it on Sunday. What Grime MC do you want? And I was like, I frantically like calling like Stormzy and Jamie and whoever else. And yeah, Jamie eventually was like, I think his worry was like, oh, I don't want to go and ask him I don't want to know about policies and stuff. I'm like, no, it's just go and have a chat. Just go and talk to him like you would talk to anybody. And like and he's like, well, that's what I want to do. So the opportunity for him to just sit down with someone that would absolutely, you know, like a figure, an MP that would never impact the life of a young kid from Tottenham. Like they'd never see MPs, probably never see local councillors, you know, growing up in Tottenham. So the opportunity for him to sit down with someone in a position of power and know that person in a position of power was interested in speaking to him was really, really, was really impactful, I think, for him. So yeah, that I think all of those things. There was lots of other things happening around that time, lots of other movements around Grime for Corbyn and all of it, different people. So I think that had a domino effect, and I think it certainly impacted the minds of young people who perhaps weren't that politically motivated to perhaps at least think about it, and then maybe even register to vote, and maybe even vote.
Well, and they gave like a face to it that looked like them and sounded like them too, didn't it?
Exactly. It wasn't sort of bound up in all, like, again, it wasn't bound up in the different policies and like what does this mean, and you know, like the sort of intricacies of it all. It was just basically, why do we vote for politicians that don't care about us? And then I guess seeing a politician sit down with one of their peers, like, well, maybe they do care, maybe some of them do care, or even if one of them cares, maybe we do need to be involved, because if we're not involved, then things like Brexit happen, and you know, the general fucked upness that the world is kind of in. So I think, and Trump, you know, I think all that kind of played a part within that. So yeah, I think it was really, really powerful moment. Yeah.